Yeah.
Steve said he didn't think about 2016 when Clay hit threes. Clay tried not to. Did you at all, as he's rising in this building, to hit those late threes, even think about that?
Not right away in that moment. We thought about it yesterday at practice coming in. There's obviously a lot of history in this building, and it's his first time back in a long time. So I thought about it then. I didn't think about it then. Right after he made the shot, and then I think he was part of his little celebration. So it was on his mind. That's all that matters.
Can you feel it? The crowd. Is there any extra angst you feel in this building, like when he's rising for a three?
In here?
Yeah, just that extra.
What's that noise? Do that again. I don't think that overrides just seeing him back in general. So I don't want to glamour it up too much because it was two big shots, but it's more so just the love of seeing Clay play basketball. This is only his 12th game back, right? So I just love to see that no matter what gym it is.
What game then? How do you think he's been doing in his first ball?
I think he's been playing amazing, just trying to take what the defense gives him. I think, excuse me, especially probably the last 6 or so, just trying to stay patient and understanding he's going to get looks. You're going to have to, rush right out the gate. And his playmaking obviously has been a step from probably what we remember. So I think we're slowly seeing strides in progress every game, and that's all you want to see.
Obviously, you're happy to just have him out there whenever and anytime, but when he hits big shots like he did at the end of this game, is it even just more of like, yeah, we got him back, and then this is what we're going to, how dangerous we're going to be?
For sure. And it's just confidence knowing he still has that instinct in him. And no matter how the game's gone up until that point, I don't think he shot it he had like 1 for 6 from 3, and then he hits those 2 big threes. So he still has that shooter's DNA of the next shot's going in, stay aggressive. I think over the course of his 28 minutes, and as his minutes ramp up, you'll continue to see those high peaks of just, Clay going nuts and us riding that wave.
There was a play, I think it was in the second quarter. You were adamant to the bench, like, watch this play, and it turns into a Jordan Poole floater. Can you take me through that sequence, like what you saw and why you're so excited post-playing about it?
We're a very, not young team, but our execution can kind of go all different directions, just depending on rotations and different lineups out there. And coach is very adamant on us being able to work on stuff in practice and implement in a game. And I think this morning we wrote on the board a play that we wanted to kind of try, but we didn't really get to it at any point early in the game. And we did actually go through it and shoot around on that. So I took it on myself to try to get everybody in the right positions to run that play. And it was because we had 2 shooters and we had the ability to get, me, JP, and Clay and Wiggs all was at the floor at the same time, able to use everybody as kind of a threat and open up the paint and get JP downhill, and it worked. So I was excited to play coach for one possession.
Whatever you've been going through shooting the ball over the last couple months, do you feel like you made it through that or you passed that?
There's never really it's the infinite game to me. So it's not really how you pass, it's just keep shooting because you never know what's going to happen. That's always how I've approached it. It's never like when you're hot and you're shooting 60% from 3, it's never like, oh, that's going to last forever. And every dip, it's not going to last forever. So that's how my mindset is. It doesn't really answer your question, but it's how I approach it and never really think about like finite endings to any period of the season. It's just a constant through line of the season. And I like that perspective. Helps me just keep moving towards the next play, next shot, next whatever.
Does the shot feel better coming off the hand maybe than it did?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It never really felt bad. Just didn't go in. So there are certain tweaks and all that, but it never really felt like if it feels bad, then you don't shoot. So I was getting up good, the tips and all that type of stuff in that period, and because it felt good, and I felt like I was close to making some more shots. So, yeah.
What have been your biggest takeaways from this 9-game winning streak without Draymond? The young guys, what stands out to you from this?
There's the young guys, everybody being ready to step up. JK's been playing great. Jordan's been adjusting to his role off the bench and finding ways to be impactful, even if it's not automatically just getting hot scoring. He's becoming a much better playmaker, seeing the floor and making simple decisions. He did that tonight. Mo giving us spot minutes. But Draymond's been out. Obviously, Andre's been out. Otto, Belly, over the course of the stretch. And it's just that next man up mentality that really helps us stay consistent. And we obviously understand. Was it the Rockets game at home? That was the first one? Was it we lose again? I'm confused.
The Rockets break.
Yeah.
Also the Pacers.
The Pacers and the Rockets was
that was the first of
your shot.
I remember that vibe coming off the floor against the Pacers, and we're not so far removed from that in terms of how detailed we need to be to win games. And defensively, obviously, that's our huge edge right now. Consistently every single night bringing effort on that end of the floor. So just got to keep building. It's exciting to know we have good vibes and good mojo going, and it looks a little different every game. So just keep plugging away.
I was going to say, Clay said that it gets chills when he thinks about what you guys could be at full strength if this is what you've accomplished, not full strength. Do you have a similar outlook on what you guys can do when everyone's healthy?
Absolutely. I think it is honestly, it's kind of hard to understand what that's going to look like because you never there's so much indefinite timelines of guys being in and out. Wise, Draymond, essentially Andre now. So we're very excited about it, but we also understand we don't want to skip too far ahead to, especially for the young guys, to keep building the right habits and the right perspective of how they can impact winning. Because when you get to the playoffs, if there is injury, if there is something, everybody has to have that same confidence, and we need everybody on the same page, and we're building towards that.
Moses mentioned a speech that Draymond gave after the Indiana game, and how he felt like that was kind of a turning point for you guys. Do you remember much of that, and do you think that was huge, just kind of putting you on his path?
Yeah, it's kind of how the NBA season goes every year, even if, last year we had a lot more of those conversations, but this year, even when our record was solid, we were just slipping a little bit. It matters that much to not let bad habits and, losing mentality slip in to what you're doing. And Draymond was out, and you had the blessing of just being able to be observant of what was going on, the body language of different guys, different attitudes and all that. And he was very specific to a lot of us individually on how we should approach this season and identifying and accepting and believing in your role. Understanding how quickly things can change in this league. And just because we were at the time, I think, one in the West or whatever, that didn't mean nothing for where we're trying to go. So there are a lot of other 4-letter words and a lot more energy than I'm bringing to trying to explain that speech, but it was really solid.
All right, let's just do one on Zoom. Arcanes, go ahead.
Steph, I want to take you completely away from basketball. It's Black History Month. I just want to know, what does Black History Month mean to you?
It is everything in the celebration of our culture and the understanding we've come a long way. We got a long way to go. And I think everybody from different walks of life being able to take a moment to celebrate, our history and meaningful people and movements that have happened over the course of time to get us to this point. And I feel like it's not just a given that everybody has to participate, but I feel like there's hopefully another level of like authenticity and genuine nature to how you celebrate, true Black history and what it means to this country. And again, the acknowledgement of how much work, needs to happen. We obviously see in our world, in the sports world, there's a lot more progress needs to be made in terms of representation, positions of leadership, and not just NBA, NFL, MLB, all NHL, across the board. And I'm glad that there are more polarizing conversations that are happening in terms of how we get to that point that we want to get to. So everybody got to do your part. Everybody got to be accountable to yourself and to your circles that are around you, and how you own your part in the movement. But that's Black history, and not just February, but every month of the year.
Great, thank you. Appreciate that.